That's weird. Hi, YouTube. Now we're live. I don't know what the deal was with that, but... Anyway. Okay. Alright, so we got live chat. Alright, everything seems to be working so far. We got... That's good. Let's export this to avionics. And that's done. And let's see if we can do this.
Delta 55 traffic, Apogee 201, taking off runway tree 2, west departure, Delta 55 traffic.
Alright. I think we're cooking with gas now. Uh-oh. Oh no. No. Give me 1 second here. I gotta close my curtain because it's interfering with the sunlight coming in is interfering with track IR. Track IR is going apeshit. Man. It's still going nuts. I don't know what the problem is. Dude. Alright. Give me 1 second here. I think it's a track IR problem. Ooh, that was ugly. Alright. Load it back up and see if it takes this time. That was really weird. Something is still causing it to bounce all over the place. It's having... Okay. Is that good? Is that... Uh-oh. Okay. I guess track IR is not gonna work for us. Fine. I have to restart Microsoft Flight Sim, and that's a endeavor all its own. So let's see. There is a way. I'm trying. Don't know what the deal is here. Camera. Huh. I wonder if that would do it. No, something's up with my Track IR camera. Because it's like, it's flipping all over the place right now. Alright, so we're not doing that. Alright. Ugh. Excuse me. Alright, no, that didn't do it. You know what? Screw this. We're just gonna restart. And it seems like my mic is peaking. I don't know what that issue is.
Apogee 201, taking off runway
Oh, great.
32,
it's in the same spot.
West departure, Delta
That's
55
okay,
traffic.
awesome. Why does it think I want to look there? How do I recenter the view? Controls. Center. How do I reset? Shift space. Try that. Why does it think oh my goodness. Why does it think this is the center of my view? Oh, man. Let's see if that works. Jesus Christ, dude. I don't understand what the problem is. Track IR decides to wig out, and all of a sudden it screws up the view for everything else.
Delta
Son of
55
a
traffic.
bitch.
Apogee 201, taking off runway 32, departure to the west, Delta 55 traffic.
Okay. Try this one more time.
Delta 55 traffic, Apogee 201, taking off runway tree 2, west departure, Delta 55 traffic.
Okay. Somehow the view has gotten all messed up. And I don't know how to reset it. So, we're going to shut it down. And then we'll reload. It's okay. It's just a test stream, so not a super huge deal. It's just annoying because I'm trying to do something and it's not freaking working. Gotta love it. Anyway, hey, if you're over on the YouTube, welcome. If you're watching on Twitch, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Trying to get things set up here, test them out, make sure things work like they're supposed to. Aside from Track IR being dumb. Turn the light off, maybe. I don't know. We're not going to use Track IR this time. Because it's annoying. Not doing what I want it to do. But it looks like everything is going out as expected. So that's good. All right. If it does it again, I'm going to disconnect my Track IR completely. Jeez.
Delta 55 traffic, Apogee 201, taking off runway tree 2,
All right.
south departure,
There we
Delta
go.
55 traffic.
Now, let's go to low idle, set up the flight plan here. Move that here in the middle so y'all can see it. Go D55 to D56. Take off to the north. We're going to land to the north. I think that works. Going out at 9,500 feet. Send that to the avionics. All right. I think that worked. Like that. Send it back over here. Now I just got to use the mouse to move my view around, but we'll live with it. Let's see. Okay. That should work. Couple things here. Let's get ready for takeoff. Let's turn all this stuff on. Parking brake is currently set. sure I got the right passengers on board. I do. Okay. I have plenty of gas. Start the flight in FS economy. Bump the condition lever back up to high idle. Let's go ahead and set up the avionics. $9,500. Bring up the flight director. Let's set this up for 110 knots in the climb. And the altimeter is set. Let's center the heading bug. The left turn back around this way. So there we go. We're gonna leave it in roll mode. That way the wings stay level there. Here we go. Let's release the parking brake. Let's see if I can do this without crashing. Since I can't look around. Stupid track IR. I don't know what the deal is there. Okay, my pedals aren't working. Alright, why are my pedals not working? I swear. I don't know what the problem is. Give me just a minute here. Getting the feeling that I may have screwed things up again. Let's see. Oh, pedals are working. That's good. Brakes are working. Okay. That's something. Throttles are working. Alright. Hey, everything is working. Let's try this again. Let's come back over to the runway. All right, there's rotation speed. Here we go. Up, up, and away. There's about 200 feet. We'll go ahead and get the yaw damp on. Pull the power back out of the red. Let's get that left turn in. Flaps coming up. Heading mode selected. And let's get the autopilot on. Try to keep the power out of the red. Too much. Bring it over here, and then we'll engage the nav mode and be on our way. Did I say God damper on? Yes, God damper on. Yaw damper on. Yeah, you know, just doing a little test, trying to make sure everything works. Changing back from a 2 PC setup to a single PC, so trying to make sure that the stream looks good as well. Since it's being pumped out on the same machine that is running the game. So until I get the second PC back up and running, we'll be doing single PC ops. I've neglected to set up my stream light, so it's very dark. I'll just leave the camera off. And we're gonna speed up time here. Yeah, I'm using OBS. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with one PC. I mean, it's fine. It works just fine. It just, I haven't been doing that, so I need to make sure I'm optimized. I got graphic settings set at the right place, especially when I start going into VR, because that uses a lot of bandwidth, or uses a lot of processing power. I mean, ooh, shoot, too far. Veterinarian face? I don't have a veterinarian face. Do I? Put my glasses back on. Have the RAM for that. Oh. Dying here. This is ad break in progress. Oh. What's going on with YouTube? YouTube seems to be stuck. Okay, YouTube looks like it's working. That was weird. Really weird. Anyway. Just trying to check all the things to make sure everything's working. Alright, we'll speed it back up. Compressing time here. I'll watch it on my iPad. See us moving down the map here. Alright, about 25 miles from our destination, we'll slow it back. Yeah, it tends to go crazy when you speed up time. The autopilot is not necessarily programmed to function at 5x speed, so it has a hard time. Set this down to 2500. We'll flitch it down. Set that to 165. Props coming back to high. Power's coming out. At least make time normal, not slow. I had it slow there for a second. Veteran and veterinarians, yeah. I'm a vet. I like dogs. All right, so I don't know what happened in the last, like, 48 hours, but I went from 3,996 subscribers on my YouTube channel to 4,000 subscribers. 4,000 on the nose. It's pretty awesome. I never would have expected that. Ever. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to turn the game audio down just a touch. Alright, and now let's compress time again. Twitch Kick Tic Tac hates them. Yeah, I was trying to mess around and see if I could set up one of those vertical streams for TikTok, and apparently I've not been approved to live stream on TikTok, so. Oh man, we're gonna be way high. How far out are we? According to this, just under 7 miles out. I don't think we're gonna be able to get down in time, so let's go ahead and let's see. Time is about normal. We'll kick the autopilot off. Do a forward slip. So we're in a Cessna Caravan plane, so why not? Just keep the prop RPM out of the red. That would be helpful. Yeah, I wasn't doing TikTok either. Like I don't have a personal account. I have one for this for live streaming and gaming and all that. And I put clips up there, but that's it. I don't get on there for personal stuff because I'm way too old for TikTok dances. Yes, I flew through that tower. It's not really there. I don't know why it's in the middle of the runway. It's kind of dumb, but all right. Set the parking brake. There we go. Aircraft is still rented. Let me pull up FS Economy. We got all these people ready to depart. We'll take them back. Why didn't you do the damn tutorial earlier? Or watch one of my videos. I mean, go to my YouTube channel, right? It's all good. Keeps me fresh and honest, right? Okay. We'll do 8,500. Meanwhile, let's taxi down to the end of the runway here. While we load this as the active flight plan. Alright. Hide that. Hide this. Ooh, man, that was a stutter. Processor's probably working harder than it's ever worked before. Matt, welcome. Oh, Jesus. Why is this going so fast? Damn, right off the end of the runway. That's what I get for trying to look at chat while I'm supposed to be taxiing. This condition lever and high idle will do it. Alright. I did, I want to, I just, this is more of a test to try to get things up and running. Had to set OBS up on this machine because it was on the other machine, and I didn't have it installed, so I had to get it installed. Heading glitch. Let's go under 10 knots. There we go. Oh, I landed with the yaw damp on. Man. Alright, flaps are set for takeoff. Everything seems to be set for takeoff now. Parking brake is set. Alright, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Alright, getting settled again. Oh, ad starts in 36. No, I just got back here. Here we go. Video and audio sounds good. Awesome. Thank you. Alright. Whoops. Start the flight in FS Economy. Can release the parking brake. Alright, I think we're ready to go. What else other than Microsoft? Oh man. Alright. There. I'll stream some DCS for sure. We'll get some DCS going again. Alright, out of the red. Got amp on. Flaps coming up. Heading mode. Autopilot. Yeah, I'm just doing MSFS because it's easy. And doing it flat screen isn't a big deal. I don't like doing DCS flat screen. Especially not in the Apache, because just don't get that sense of motion that you do in VR. I much more enjoy it in VR. Anyways. Oh, no, that's not what I want to nav. There we go. Let's bring that prop back a little bit. Good enough. Yeah, VR's, it's hit or miss for people. Like, I know a ton of people who have tried it and it just did not work for them. Made them sick. And I get it. It's different for sure. All right, let's speed up time. Yeah, it's definitely different to try to stream or record in VR because you gotta have the settings configured correctly, you know, have the mask removed, you gotta have it set up to actually project in the right resolution, and then even if you do all that, you know, TrackIR does a pretty good job of not capturing every single minute little head movement. Can't say the same for VR. It really amplifies those head movements, so it's not the best for streaming or recording, but I don't know. Works well enough. Alright, speeding up time. Go ahead and bring the prop back to 1750-ish. Alright. Ad's about to start in 1 minute. Jesus. Got some turbulence going here. Whee! It's not going to let me snooze this ad, so... I mean, well, it will, but... I'll tell you what, I'll snooze it for 5 minutes. That'll be enough time for me to get on the ground at my destination here, and then I'll run through all the ground stuff while the ads are going on, and then come on back. All right, there's 25 miles, generally a good point for the amount of altitude I have to lose to go ahead and start the descent. Just get this dialed in here. We'll set that to 165. Start bringing the power down. We'll go ahead and bring the props back up to higher RPM. I'll let it settle into the descent. I think that's probably good. We'll go ahead and speed up time again. As we get close, I'll slow the time back down. I think we might be too low, too close to these windmills here. Wouldn't that be funny, getting knocked out of the sky by a windmill? Alright, let's pick the speed back up. Yeah, that would not be very nice. Alright, I think we are in a good spot. We'll go ahead and kill the autopilot and yaw damp. Below 150, one notch of flaps. Below 125, we'll go ahead and bring in the last notch of flaps. Keep coming down, we'll land to the north. I guess. Still don't have the perfect sight picture set up for this, airplane, but I'm working on it. Getting way too slow. I think that was part of the problem, is I took out way too much power. I figure I want to be about 90, 95 knots on the approach here. That's just a guess. I don't fly Caravan. I don't know, but generally it's around your VY speed. Perfect. Add brake starting in 40 seconds. Reverse thrust. Roll it out to the end of the runway here. All right, the ad break is over. Welcome back. We have dropped our passengers. We are setting up to go out here to D09, 8,500 feet. I think we're good. Let's send that to the avionics. Am I sick? Yeah. You know, I got 2 germ factories here, so they're called children, and they bring everything home from school, and so yeah, I get the pleasure of partaking. All right, let's set this up to 8,500 again. Gotta love school and all the great things it does, like makes us sick. All right, 110 knots. I think we're all set up for takeoff. Start the flight in FS economy. Release the brakes. Off we go. There's airspeed. Engine instruments are green. Rotation speed, here we go. Pause rate. Gear is kind of stuck in this one, so. There's 200 feet. Yaw damp, flaps. Power back just a touch. Coming around to the right. We're gonna go this way. Heading. Why is my flight director down on the horizon? There we go. Alright, autopilot's engaged. How did I acquire them? My germ factories? Well, you see, my wife and I decided a long time ago. When a man and a woman love each other very, very much, what is going on? Why am I in pitch mode? Should be in should be in flitch, not pitch. YouTube. Hey, Peter Blackburn over on YouTube. Thanks for dropping by. Sorry, I didn't have the YouTube chat up, so I didn't see what was going on. Do I remember when YouTube gaming existed? No, I don't. Do you flitch when missiles get shot at you? Sometimes. X split. I've heard of it. I don't know anything about it. Ads on YouTube. No, you guys shouldn't have gotten ads on YouTube. guess one of the benefits of watching live on YouTube. Bring that prop back just a little bit. Do I need some albuterol? No, I'm okay. I'll manage. Let's drop this to 110 knots for the cruise climb. Not that much further left to go in the climb. We'll speed up time here. Alright, that's enough. See, it does much better at capturing altitude when you don't have time compression on, so it seems to have a hard time capturing it when everything else is moving so much faster. Alright, 8,500 feet. Almost at our cruise airspeed. Pull the power back just a touch. Let's go ahead and bring the props back to 1750 for cruise. And now we'll compress time. Because we just want to get there and drop off these passengers. I'm not in any sort of contest to see how much of North Dakota I can stare at. I mean, I fly for a living, so I don't need to stare at the terrain as we fly by. The next test, maybe tomorrow, will be with DCS. See if we can make that work in VR. Alright, coming up on 25 miles. Why this is moving so slow? Normally it's a lot faster. Scrolls a lot faster. Flitch 165. Bring power out. Props coming back up to high. And time compression is on. Time compression is off. Yeah, I can leave it in just a little bit longer. Alright, normal time. Autopilot, yaw damp, disengage. 1 notch of flaps. Second notch of flaps. A little bit closer to this runway than I would like to be, but it's okay. It'll still work. We'll We'll just land a little long, that way we get all the way to the other end. Make it easier to turn around and get out of here. Wow, that one landed really short. We'll just roll it out to the end and do a U-turn, and then we'll set the brake and let the flight log. Flaps coming all the way up. All right. I think that's looking good. Set that parking brake. Okay. Last flight in this last flight in this series. We'll go back from D09 to D55. Oh no. It keeps doing this to me. I don't know why. It has a hard time with Navigraph. Sometimes it'll do a few flights and then all of a sudden it dumps. Stops working, and I don't know how to reset it. So we're gonna go from D09 to D55 again. I'm just using the stock flight planner. It's pretty easy. Works pretty well. 9,500 feet. Since we're going eastbound, we're just going direct. No need to mess around with any routing or anything. Now we'll send it to ATC and the avionics. And you'll see this needle flipped around. So ad brake starts in 12 seconds. So I'll hang out here on the ground until the ad brake is over, and then we'll get going. All right, ad break is over. Start the flight in FS Economy. Release the parking brake. Jeez. I don't understand that. Something's weird about that. Like, I was holding the brakes when I released the parking brake, but it still was like the parking brake wasn't, or the brakes that I was holding weren't engaged. So, that was weird. Anyway, let's go. Park the releasing brake. Engine instruments are in the green. Airspeed's alive. Rotate. Here we go. Positive rate. There's 200 feet. Yaw damps coming on. Oh, we took off with no flaps. Well, that's okay. It'll do it. Autopilot's engaged. Nav is on. I don't know why this thing, it just wants to turn really super hard to go get the course. It's really weird. Normal autopilot doesn't do that. Normal airplane. Regular, real world. You know what I mean. God damn it. What color is my phlegm? It's not green. I think it's brown. Light brown. Last time I looked. What do I know about Coast Province? I don't know much. I don't really know anything, honestly. Never went there, never did anything there, so I don't know. Alrighty. Let's speed up time just a little bit. Like with flecks of red? No, no red. This, my kids have had this, my wife has it. I think she's about done with it. Almost. And honestly, I'm almost done with it too, I think. I feel like. Alright. We are leveling off at our cruise altitude. Go ahead and accelerate. While we're accelerating, I'm going to dial this down. This isn't something I would normally do this early in the flight, but since we are in a time warp, may as well do it now. Let's get the props back to about 1750 for cruise. Airspeed's good, power's good. Let's speed up time just a little bit more. It's bouncing all over the place. Gotta love turbulence. Whee! Jeez, it's just getting worse and worse. Alright, we're about 25 miles. 165 knots. props to high, taking some power out so it'll actually start descending. I want it to descend at about 1,000 feet a minute. So just keep adjusting the throttles. Throttle, it's one. There's one engine. Pulling it back so that the autopilot pushes the nose over to get the airspeed that we want. All right. Time compression coming back. All right. I don't think this airplane's gonna get down. Still have another 1,000 feet to get to pattern altitude, so kill the autopilot, yaw damp. Full left pedal, right aileron to keep us level. Do this forward slip. Helps us lose altitude a lot faster without gaining tons of airspeed. Alright. Taking it out for the most part. So you can make this turn. 1-notch flaps. And I guess you're not really supposed to do it with flaps extended, but it's a game, so. Ooh, I'm overspeeding the flaps. Okay, I'm not gonna make this, so we'll just loop around. They're too high. Should have started descending sooner. Oh well. I don't want to bring in that second notch of flaps yet. Not while we're way out here. I would turn my head to look at the airport, but no track IR. Stupid track IR camera. Where's the runway? More flaps. Power's at idle. I don't fly like this in real life, promise. Landing long's okay here because we're just gonna roll it out. To a 3 o'clock tracking. Oh, jeez. All right, here we are. Flight is logged. Here we go. Flight is logged and the results can be found at the website. Your aircraft is no longer rented. I just made a whole bunch of money for my company. Good stuff. Been a while, yeah. Been okay. Just, you know, life. So haven't been streaming much, but yeah, haven't streamed at all. Let's be honest. I got a bad boy email from YouTube yesterday saying they were going to demonetize my channel. Like, I don't make hardly I make hardly any money on this channel. Like, I think about every 18 months they send me a check for $100. So what does that work out to? Not much. Here, let's do math in public. $5 a month. I make $5 a month from YouTube. So, yeah, you know, it is what it is, right? No, what happened? Hold on a second. That's better. There we are. Less than I make on Twitch. Actually, yeah, probably about the same. Honestly, it's probably about the same. I don't know. I'd have to... This Twitch kind of... I know the YouTube interval because I've been getting those checks for a few years. I guess, when did I start the channel? Like 21? So I think I've made, all in all, I've probably made about $300 from YouTube over 4 years. And Twitch just started sending checks like last year, but it wasn't a lot. I had my payout set for $50, so you know, whatever. Anyway, thanks for joining. I think I'm gonna call it there and start working on trying to get things set up for DCS for tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be able to get a DCS stream going. I'll get the stream lights working and everything, so good times. All right, thanks. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.